Hey everybody, it's 5:30 on Wednesday, the 5th of July, and this is your closing comment video number 1820, sent to you from my undisclosed location, that is vacation land in New England. Okay, so we started off this morning with factory orders, which were up 3/10 versus expectations of up twice that, and also up 4/10 last month. X transportation, they were actually down a 0.5%. So not a great start, although, the market started lower, worked its way back, fell back again, and some of it worked its way back. What didn't move back up was the Russell. It was down 2387 or 1.26%, where the Dow was only down 0.38, the Nasdaq was only down 0.18, the S&P only down 0.20. However, internals were decidedly weak. We had 5 to 2 down in the Dow and just under 2 to 1 down in the Nasdaq, and volume came back up 2.3 billion for the day. Transports were also down 88.42 or 0.57. The chart on the screen, I think, really kind of tells the story. I don't know where the market continues to get strength from, but it sure isn't from lower interest rates. This is the break I've been talking about. We got right back up first thing this morning or yesterday morning, right up to that 200 day and turned down. And then today we were up slightly and turned down, and we're pretty much on the low of the day. The low of the day was 125 and 530 seconds, and we closed 125 and 830 seconds. In this entire consolidation, the low close was 125 and 27. So we closed about 60 cents under that level. The MACD is rolling, and frankly, I have no clue how they're holding this market. With bonds down 1.25%. Weak China and EU PMIs are what started this morning towards the downside. We now have an 88.7% chance of a rate hike in July. As far as the individual sectors, they were mostly lower. The ones that weren't were mixed to lower. The only two that showed any resilience, and I don't understand this at all, airline and cruise line for the summer vacation season, where they'll absolutely be full planes, and yet they won't make any money. And biopharma, which is somewhat defensive, and it was mixed to higher. The airlines and cruise lines were all higher. We have plenty of news coming tomorrow. We have mortgage apps at 7 a.m. At 8:15, we have the ADP private payroll numbers. They're expected to be 245 versus last month's 278. We have claims at 8:30, which look to be 250 is the estimate versus 239 last month, and pretty much even at 1,742,000 for continuing claims. We also have trade balance, which, as you all know, are deficits. At 9:45, we have IHS Market Services PMI. At 10 o'clock, we have ISM, and we have the JOLTS, open jobs. At 10:30, we have nat gas inventories. At 11, we have crude inventories. So there's plenty of stuff coming this week. And of course, on Friday are our monthly job numbers. So a lot of information to absorb. I'm just amazed that with this kind of a day and this overall move, I mean, let's call a spade here and look at the longer term view, which I'm sure you're getting tired of seeing. Lower highs, lower lows. Bear flag. I think this is another one. And if we break, it could get pretty ugly. And I don't see a lot of reason for it not to, with the amount of deficit financing that we need to do, and the fact that we're talking about recent treasury auctions in the 10 to 35 billion dollar range when you have a deficit and interest payments and you're looking to raise 1.4 trillion dollars. So that's a tough one. Let's see what the rest of the futures did. Grains were up across the board. Oil up $2. Russia came out and said they are sticking to their cut of a million a day. Uh, Heating oil up 11 cents. So, um, and gasoline up 6 cents. Nat gas was down in nickel after being up almost all day. So we'll have to see how that breaks out. We had the gold, which was up during the day, finished down 240. Not terrible, but the silver up 29. Copper down 2.5 cents. The cattle markets were pretty much lower except for the hogs and pork. Um, Cotton down 118. Coffee down 160. Sugar, which we're long, up 21 cents. And dollar index up 38 cents. Bitcoin giving up all of its gain from Friday. Same thing with Ethereum. And as I said, the bonds down 1 and 12/32, or 1 3/8. That's still a pretty hefty move. What didn't move down as much were the 2 year notes. So the 210 actually went from minus 108 to about minus 101. So a little bit of a bounce there, but I'm thinking much too little, much too late. All right, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow.